Hey there, I'm Matt Werner and I'm a woodworker and furniture maker from Santa Cruz, California. Right now I'm here in Anaheim, California visiting the William Ng School of Fine Woodworking, and William asked if I had a tip or two to share with his viewers, so I thought I'd offer something that I learned while I was a student up at College of the Redwoods Fine Woodworking program in Fort Bragg, California. My specialty is marquetry, and in that work I use a lot of resawn veneers. So I thought I'd offer something that might be helpful when you're doing resawing. Resawn veneers are veneers that are sliced on a bandsaw, and in my case I usually slice to about a 1/16 of an inch thickness, maybe sometimes a little fatter. So resawn veneers are veneers that are sliced on a bandsaw. In my case I usually slice them to about a 1/16 of an inch thick. When I'm slicing a board into veneers, it's usually a unique or a precious piece of wood, and I want to get as many slices of veneer out of the board as possible. If you've done any resawing in the past, you know that the more slices you take, the thinner the board gets and the more precarious the resawing becomes. The wood, as it gets thinner with each slice, can start to cup or warp, and the thinner it gets, the more difficult it is to get a nice clean slice out of the board. So I use a method that not only makes resawing more efficient, it also makes it safer. So what I do is I take two boards of similar dimension and I glue them sandwich style to either side of a scrap of plywood or MDF. I leave the plywood core several inches longer on either end. I let the glue dry overnight. Then the next day I surface each face on the joiner, joint one edge, and then I'm ready to start resawing. So I generally orient the grain such that I can mark it like so, which means that when I go to the jointer, I can make a pass on one side and flip it this way and make a pass on the other side. That way I don't have to flip the board in this direction. It's not a big deal with a short board like this, but often I'm resawing boards that are 2 or 3 feet long, and so it becomes a lot easier to just rotate it like this on the joiner as opposed to flipping it around. So the marks on the wood tell me grain direction, so I know which way to run the board on the joiner. And also by marking differently on one side versus the other, I'll be able to put the resawn veneers back in the same order that they came off the board later, in case that's important. So you can see that by having a little bit of extra of the core sticking out on either side, this will protect my fingers as I'm running the assembly across the joiner. You can see that this extension will also protect my fingers as I'm passing the piece through the bandsaw. So when I'm resawing, I'll take a slice from one side and then alternating with the other side back and forth. And as needed, I'll go back to the joiner and surface the face to keep each face flat. Having this plywood core in the center allows me to take slices all the way down to the very last slice without the construction becoming flimsy and unstable on the bandsaw table. So if you do any resawing, I hope you find this tip useful, and I'll see you in the wood shop.